Despite the negative sentiment that is currently plaguing the cryptocurrency space right now, which really all centers around uncertainty macroeconomically based on some of the things that Trump is trying to do, I have never been more bullish on XRP. And this is going to be a jam-packed video, one that you want to watch right the way through. We're going to be looking at some revelations in regards to our theory that the United States is ultimately going to use and utilize a company like Ripple and thus XRP to maintain its fiscal dominance globally and actually also help to rejuvenate the financial system through introducing new buyers to the debt market, the unwanted right now debt market. And if you look at stablecoins, they are increasingly being backed by treasuries, US treasuries, certainly US stablecoins. So we are going to be looking at that. Of course, Scott Bessent at the White House Summit very much said what we've been saying all along, and he very much gave clarity that they were going to use stablecoins to ensure the US's dominance globally. And of course, they've also made it so that a CBDC cannot be enabled. And Jerome Powell said that himself. Not that it can't be enabled, but they're not looking to. And actually, you're going to see the private sector really fill that role and enable the digital dollar. Unlike what Europe's doing with their CBDC, that's potentially coming in October. So we will be looking at all of that. We're then going to be also talking a little bit about what took place with the comptroller, the US official or the US Office of Comptroller. They essentially have now greenlit stablecoins for bank sort of interaction. This is huge. We did see a spike in regards to XRP's transfer volume. We're going to look at some volumes in regards to what XRP is currently enabling, because one common criticism of XRP is that it's currently not actually doing anything. I think the opposite is true. But to start things off, guys, let's dive into a little bit of price action. And let's really kick things off with a bigger time frame. And let's look at the big pattern that we're essentially saying is in play and has largely played out thus far. And that is this wedge-like pattern that we're saying is going to take you to $19.27. And I think you're well and truly on that journey. Really, all XRP did since it broke out of this pattern, and this is a confirmed breakout, was running to all-time high resistance. Very akin to what you did in the prior sort of wedge-like pattern that set you up for 2017's price movement. You ran into all-time highs and you pulled back. You're doing the exact same thing today, ladies and gentlemen, and my guess or my expectations are that we still make $19.27 for some of the fundamental reasons that we're about to talk about, but of course, technically, we have every reason to believe that. And that this really is just a pullback in and around all-time highs. And XRP's price has everything to do with things going on elsewhere than in regards to its own merit. It's amazing how people are saying XRP's dead when it is still, from sort of December's price action or November's price action, 333% up. I think I'm just shy of 300% up on it. My average buy is around about the 50 cents. And I've got an entire community that can attest to that. So yes, it's had a pullback, but it's had a pullback after doing a lot. It's had a pullback in and around all-time highs. And the bigger pattern that we have for XRP is very much still in play. Also, I just want to remind everyone, this is a list. I don't think this is even a comprehensive list. I think there's more of all the XRP ETFs that I believe are about to be enabled. You've got Bitwise, you've got Grayscale, you've got 21 Shares, Canary Capital, Wisdom Tree, Coin Shares, Investco, Vanik, Fidelity, ARK Invest, Galaxy Digital, Pro Shares, Hashdex, and of course the Volatility Shares ETFs. These are all likely to be approved in my opinion. It's very interesting, just as a side note, I told you this was going to be a jam-packed one, that the XRP lawsuit wasn't dismissed despite all the others being dismissed. I think actually, if you look at what they're planning on doing with their crypto reserve, they or David Sachs essentially outlined the fact they weren't going to be buying crypto unless it was in a kind of budget net neutral manner, meaning it wasn't going to cost any money to do so. You know, you could imagine all the theories and ways that they may look to add to their balance sheet without actually costing or having to increase their spending. But one way they could add to their balance sheet is with that $125 million worth of XRP that the SEC wanted to settle the lawsuit. Is that why this hasn't gone through? And will we see a donation from Ripple, in regards to potentially that sum or more to the US government to kind of enable their stockpile. Let's now talk about fundamentally why it is I'm so bullish on XRP. I truly believe that XRP, and we had clarity on this by Scott Bessent on the Friday just gone, I truly believe that XRP is the evolution of money. It's what's going to enable it to evolve, just like the internet evolved us from going from paper currency to a digital style of money. We're now going to a crypto-enabled one, and XRP is in that front and center position, certainly in regards to the largest economy and the world reserve currency, which of course is the dollar. And they are, just like America uses its technology companies to maintain sort of technological dominance, they're going to enable Ripple to maintain technological and fiscal dominance with the RLUSD. So let's dive into what Scott Bessent had to say.
Put a lot of thought into the stablecoin regime, and as President Trump has directed, we are going to keep the U.S. the dominant reserve currency in the world, and we will use stablecoins to do that.
So this is what we've been saying all along, and now we're getting confirmation of it. We had confirmation before this, whether it was Brian Brooks and what he was saying, or many of the others out there. Stablecoins are what's going to evolve money as we know it. They are the new form of money, but more so than that, they're actually going to help with the kind of debt issues that nations suffer from by essentially democratizing that debt through backing the stablecoins up with them. And I think we're very much going to see that. Even though there's a hostility towards Tether, I do believe that the CEO of Tether was actually at the crypto summit, which I think most people thought was a bit of a nothing burger, and perhaps we'll relate that to why the price is selling off in the cryptocurrency space. I think it has nothing to do with that and more the broader economic uncertainty. This was interesting. This is from the founder of Triblu. I'm not sure what kind of a company that is, but he says here, okay, I learned something new, and I realized that Jack Dorsey, who was the former founder of Twitter, possibly made a best prediction. He posted a GIF, which we'll look at in a second, of Michael Saylor converted to a XRP maxi. If you heard a rumor behind the curtains during the crypto summit last Friday, Michael Saylor was experiencing an emotional roller coaster during this event. They are clearing the path for Ripple to become the mainstream coin for US treasuries and banks. I believe so. Saylor is pushing for Bitcoin, but he didn't get what he wanted. Now, Mr. Dorsey might be right with the whole time about his XRP gift. Stay tuned. Let's look at that. And even though this seems... So first of all, we think Ripple is going to enable US treasuries globally and a US dollar globally and become an integral part of the banking world of tomorrow and the new financial system. But Jack Dorsey actually posted this GIF that I want to look at you guys with. And ultimately, it's very interesting because I think the undertones to this really are that actually Bitcoin was the technology that was supposed to enable the internet currency, a peer-to-peer currency system. And actually, it's no longer doing that. That narrative was hijacked and it then turned into a store of value narrative. And do go read Roger Ver's book, Free Roger Ver. By the way, we're going to get some t-shirts printed out and start giving them away to people as well, because I truly do believe that man is innocent. And if you're into crypto, he's a great guy to listen to. But I truly believe that XRP is essentially enabling what perhaps Bitcoin set out to do, just not in the way that Bitcoin set out to do it, with being that currency. In fact, it's enabling the US dollar and with it, hundreds of trillions of dollars. Let's play this GIF and then we'll continue to move on. Was it a prediction? Was it just Jack? Essentially, and he's spoken about this on numerous podcasts, talking about or hinting at the fact that, you know, Bitcoin is no longer doing what it originally set out to do, even with these layer sort of twos and roll-ups and things like that. Let's talk about something that was absolutely huge that took place yesterday. We'll come to Jeremy Hogan's take in just a second, but we'll look at Jeremy O'Leary's take, who is facilitating USDC. The majority, of course, being issued on XLM. Very bullish on XLM as well. I think this is one of the biggest uses for crypto right now, but there will be more in the future. He's highlighting here that the OCC reaffirmed that crypto asset custody, holding deposits that serve as reserves, backing stablecoins, and the use of distributed ledger technology and stablecoins to facilitate permissible payment activities are permissible in the federal banking system. This is interesting. He comments, let's go. banking or banks using USDC coming soon to a blockchain near you. We're excited about the wiring up the existing financial system to the new internet financial system. Circle Mint is open for business. And of course, this is a Jeremy O'Leary's take. The US Office of Comptroller just released an interpretive letter explicitly allowing banks to use DLT technology, stablecoins, for banking activities. We therefore conclude that banks may validate, store, and record payment transactions by serving as a node on a INVN. Likewise, a bank may use INVNs and related stablecoins to carry out other permissible payment activities. This is huge, ladies and gentlemen. We did allegedly see a spike. XRP transactions skyrocket as activity hits $5 billion in 24 hours. This, of course, was after this. You can come and track all of what's taking place on XRP. You know, this is number of payments from one account to another. And this, of course, is tracking the sort of 24-hour basis. You know, we're frequently above 1 million transactions per day, which is huge. So there is absolutely usage on the XRP ledger, and it is growing. And we're set to see that grow exponentially. Certainly with banks now looking and being green-lighted to use this technology. The enabling of stable coins that are going to be championed and propagated by the US government. And there is only really one company in that prime position that is at the White House all the time, and that is Ripple. Something's going on with a lawsuit. From a price point of view, the plan is still very much in play. Yes, we're having a bit of a pullback, very much to be expected at all-time highs. But the picture is a clear one. And despite market sentiment, really I'm going to close with what I started at, what I opened with. Despite the negative market sentiment, I've never been so bullish on Ripple, XRP, and what it's going to enable and the kind of role that it's going to play. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it from me. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section on this all, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.